And we back. Now y'all can probably see it. You can definitely hear it. But I'm sick as a dog today. But I made a promise to myself. And more importantly, I made a promise to you that consistency will never end. Well, I guess it will end at the end of these 31 days. 31 straight days to upload, and this cold is not going to stop me. So today's video, we're ranking small forwards based on how they played this season. Forget their last 10 years of their career. Forget their future. I don't care about your potential. We're rating you based on the first quarter of this season, all right? We did this a couple weeks ago with the point guards. You guys loved it. Some of you hated it. But regardless, it makes me think that, hey, let's bring it back with the shooting guards. Now, yesterday I dropped probably my favorite video to record all year. So I would recommend going to watch that. It's a little bit different than what I normally post. That is a fact. But I promise you, if you gave it a chance, you'll enjoy it. So click that at the end of this video, all right? So here we are with our 30 shooting guards here. I don't want you saying, hey, Kenny, that's not our starting shooting guard. I did this strictly based on what ESPN said because I didn't want you coming from me. I didn't want you coming from me, so go to ESPN and complain with them. But these are the guys we got. We got Buddy Hield, and we stop at Wesley Matthews. Yo, last time I did this with the point guards, you guys are really mad at me because I said Colin Sexton. I was talking about Colin Sexton, but the picture was Darius Garland. Cavs fans came in my head. I'm sorry. Stuff like that happens all the time. I'm just human, all right? So we'll start off with Buddy Hield. Now, Buddy Hield has continually become a better player in his career. This year, he's not as efficient as last year, but I'm giving that a lot to the fact that De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley have really been playing. If you're going against the Kings, you gotta know that Buddy is the guy, especially when not those other two guys. So I'm gonna put him in the B tier. He's obviously a very decent player, but not good enough to be in these upper echelon. Same thing with Zach LaVine. He is the Chicago Bulls' #1 option, so you can see him as sometimes being a 25-point game scorer. I think this year's averaging about 22, 23, but he's still not good enough to be in this upper echelon. He's still not good enough in my eyes to be an all-star based on this first quarter of the season. Then we have Dwayne Bacon. I know some of y'all are probably gonna come at me with the Charlotte Hornets fans saying that, hey, Kenny, Devontae Graham has been our starting shooting guard for the past couple weeks, which is facts. He has been, and he's been great. But we already ranked Devontae Graham on the point guard video, so if you want to see what I thought about Devontae Graham, go watch that. And this is the next guy, according to ESPN, and we're gonna keep it a buck. I like this guy because his fastest sense is out of this world. I don't follow a extreme amount of NBA players on Instagram because I don't really care about their personal lives. But there are some like fashion icon guys that I like, and Dwayne Bacon is one of those dudes. But hooping wise, he hasn't really been as good as he was very, very early in his career. I think this is year number 3, and his rookie year he was pretty solid, but now, you know. Then we got Luke Kennard, one of the candidates for most improved player. I'm just super happy he's finally getting his shots. Dwayne Casey's running plays for him because we knew him coming out of college as a guy that can be a flamethrower. And so far he has been that, but I'm putting him in a C+ tier. He is above the average, but he still ain't up. He not messing with Buddy Hield or Zach LaVine. Think about it that way. Then we have Jrue Holiday. Hasn't been an extremely great season for Jrue Holiday so far. The defense will always be there. And just for him having defense, he's automatically at least at the B tier. But the offense hasn't been as great as it was last year. Maybe last year was kind of like a fluke because the man was incredible offensively last year. But now maybe not so much. So I'm thinking maybe he's like right here. Like I'm put at the B tier. We're going to put him at the B tier, and at the end of the video, I'll do some revisions. Maybe he jump up higher. Then we have RJ Barrett. I'm putting him at the C+ tier. For a rookie, he's been solid, but that's just what he is, a rookie. In the future, he should be pretty good. But again, we just rating him based on his first, 20-something NBA games. And right here, this is where he belongs. I mean, early in the season, he was lighting it up. And then recently, he starts to not decline, but plateau to basically the way rookies go. The rookies can start off hot, and then, you know, they come back to earth. And that's kind of what RJ has done. Then we have Jeremy Lamb. I gotta say, the shooting guard position is in very, very good hands. You're gonna see as we get through this, there are a lot of good shooting guards under the age of like 26 years old. But Jeremy Lamb, he is about a C+, I would say. He's a good starter, but he's gonna lose his starting spot once VO comes back, right? He'll be a great 6-man, and he's pretty decent. And we're going to move on to Danny Green. So far this season, Danny Green hasn't been as lethal from behind the arc as we've seen him. I mean, he's got that tattoo on his elbow now of like a bullseye. So when he hits clutch shots, he points at the bullseye. But I've only seen it like 2 times this season. He's at the C tier. Oh, nope, not Duncan Robinson. He's at the C tier. Defense will always be there. He's always going to be a defensive leader out there. But we're going to put him at the C tier. He's about average at this point. And then the playoffs come around, then he kind of boosts his value because he'll just sit in that corner and knock down the shot. A lot of the times he does go cold. Next, we do have Duncan Robinson, though. If you didn't know, Duncan Robinson came into this season, according to 2K, as one of the lowest overall players in the NBA. 2K called this man a bum, and then so far this season, he has basically surprised the world along with a couple players on his team. And Duncan Robinson, the reason I like him is because he knows his role. He knows what he's good at, and he doesn't try to do anything other than the things he's good at. A lot of this game so far this season, he'll finish with like 8 total shots, and 7 out of those 8 is a 3-point shot because he is a flamethrower. Don't be mad at me because Tyler Hero isn't here. He's coming off the bench. I'm sorry. It's just started shooting guards. All that being said, I do like Duncan, but he is about a C right now. Then we have Paul George. I'm putting PG at the A tier for right now. I mean, he missed a big chunk of that beginning of the season, but since he's been back, he's been pretty solid, pretty efficient. And just tonight, as I'm recording this video, he had another big game. Tim Hardaway Jr. He is about as wishy-washy as they come. Some games, he is lights out. Beautiful teammate to have. And sometimes I watch this man, I'm like, bro, just get a ball back to Luka. Just get a ball back to Luka. You're doing a little bit too much, Tim Hardaway. But all that being said, when he is on, and I'll put him in a C+ tier. Then we have James Harden, S tier immediately. S is for superior. You know, it is like the top of the top. Usually when we get to S tier, there's like 1, maybe 2 guys. James Harden is probably, now I'm looking at my contestants, he is the only S tier here. You can love him, you can hate him, but you have to respect how good the man is at basketball. And then listen, I'm in a boat with a lot of y'all. I don't really like watching him play, but I know that boy can hoop. I know he's probably the best one-on-one player we've pretty much ever seen in NBA history. Yeah. I don't like the whole foul things, but it is a skill. It's a skill to draw as many fouls as he does. Like when you slow down his footage, you're like, bro, how did he know his hand was going to be there? Or how did he know that defender was trailing him so well? Like, James Harden is a very, very smart man. Listen, why do I need to exert all this energy dropping 40 when I could get 30 at the free throw line? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are going to be mad at that clip. Oh, I know a lot of people are going to be mad. Then we have Gary Harris. Offensively this season, Gary Harris hasn't been as good as previous seasons, but his defense has been great. I don't remember specifically, but he went, maybe it was James Harden recently this season. He went against one of the elite guards in the league, and he just clamped up. And then I think Nikola Jokic came out, or Jamal Murray was like, hey, he should be an all-defensive player this year. And he might be. He might end up being the guy because the Denver Nuggets defense is like top 5 at the moment, and he is their lead defender on the perimeter. But the offense ain't really been there. If there was a C++, he'll be there, but right now we're putting him at the top of like C+. Then we have Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be the first guy at B+. Usually Donovan Mitchell, based on his first 2 seasons of the NBA, he'll start off pretty slow. Same thing with the Utah Jazz, which is basically happened this year too. He'll start off slow, his efficiency won't be great, and then once the new calendar year comes around, Donovan Mitchell clicks and he puts it together. But so far this season, he's been playing at an all-star level from the beginning of the season. I think he's averaging 25 points per game. He's been really efficient. That's the big thing. As long as his efficiency is there, it's a beautiful sight. So I'm putting him at the B+. Then we have Wiggins, one of the more surprising players. Listen, if we were basing this off last year, Wiggins is like here, based on last year. But this is a whole new season. Wiggins is a whole new player. And I was thinking, like, after he had this hot start, I was thinking, okay, will Wiggins come down to earth? Or is this just who Wiggins is this season? Or not just this season, but for the rest of his career. He's in B. He's in B. He's not messing with the Donovan Mitchells, and I'm going to put Devin Booker there right now. He's not messing with those 2 guys just yet, but he has the potential to be there one day. Then we have Devin Booker, 100 Thieves' very own, I guess. Did he sign 100 Thieves? 100 Thieves signed me too. Please. I've been trying to get signed by 100 Thieves for about a year and a half now. They just won't hit me back up. They liking my tweets, but they won't hit me back. Anyway, the one thing about Devin Booker throughout his entire career, we knew that he can score in bunches. We knew he could, but we always wanted to see how he would perform on the team, well, that's built well. And this Phoenix Suns team has been built well, even with the injuries of like Aaron Baines has been missing a bunch of games. Ricky Rubio missed some games this season. And then, of course, DeAndre Ayton has been suspended since the 2nd game of the year. The Phoenix Suns have continued to look decent. I think as we're recording this video, they're like the 8th seed. They've looked decent, and he has been as efficient as humanly possible. And now that I'm thinking about that, I may raise him to the A tier by the end of this video, but right now we're going to keep him at the B+. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander belongs at the B tier, sophomore year player. His efficiency hasn't been as good as last year, but this year he's like doubled his shot attempts because last year he's playing with pretty good players and like Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, all these dudes. He didn't get as many shots, but now OKC, he's getting as many shots as he wants and he's knocking them down. The defense is there. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, another fashion icon, the next generation of fashion icons. Then we have Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes can score a little bit, but other than that, Bryn Forbes ain't bringing that much. He's pretty undersized for a shooting guard, so his defense ain't there. He gives the effort, but the Spurs defense is bad, and maybe a lot of that is due to the fact that he's on the perimeter. I put him in a C spot because I think he's still averaging like 13 points per game, and that's pretty good. Jaylen Brown got his bag this offseason, and people were like, does Jaylen Brown deserve that money? Me included. I'll be honest. I was like, is Jaylen Brown worth all that money? This year, he shut all of that up. All of it up. And I would not be surprised if he ends up being an all-star. I mean, him and his teammate, Jason Tatum, they basically fighting for the same all-star spot. You know what I'm saying? We know Kemba Walker's going to be an all-star, but it's between him and JT. Who's going to get it? I don't know. But just the other night, they had a very good game against the Nuggets, both of them. And when both of them are on, it's a scary, scary sight. And I think Jaylen Brown said that he's fire and Jason Tatum is ice, or the other way around. Now that I think about it, it doesn't make much sense because they're teammates, and fire and ice, they don't. All that being said, Jaylen Brown has been good. The defense is elite. He's scoring the ball. I thought last year he may have lost a bit of his confidence because they had him coming off the bench. This year they put him back in the starting lineup like, you do you. You do you. And JB has really done his thing. So I'm putting him in the higher B tier, like up here. Then we have CJ. CJ started off the season kind of slow, but CJ doesn't stay, bro. CJ's always going to be one of those guys that probably won't get the All-Star nod. For example, this year I do predict that Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker are going to be all-stars. Guys like CJ will always miss out. But we all know he plays at an all-star type level. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just these two guys have probably been just a little bit better. CJ, keep doing your thing, all right? The Portland Trailblazers are slowly starting to get back on track. Then we have Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks, I'll put it probably at the C tier. Hasn't been as efficient as his rookie season, but he's starting to get back from that big-time injury he had his sophomore year. Glenn Robinson III. Statistically, Glenn Robinson III has been pretty good this season. And part of me is like, how much is that? Is just the fact that he's playing for a bad team, so there's so many shots. Like, if he was on another team, I mean, basically, the beginning of his career, he was here and there. He wasn't getting much PT. I would say I would put him probably at the D tier at right now. He definitely has time to grow. Then we have Josh Richardson. I'm putting him at the B tier as well. He started off the season very slow. He was not hitting any of his shots. But right now, he is injured. Get well soon. But he slowly starts to get things back together before his injury. Freddie. I feel like I ranked Freddie already. Did I rank Freddie in that point guard video? Let me go check. I did rank Freddie, and I put him at the B tier, so I'll just do that again. Go watch that point guard video. Then we have Karis LeVert. Like, this is what I'm saying. Look how many B tier shooting guards we have right now. Wiggins is what, 24. JB's like 21, 22. Drew Holiday's kind of old. Buddy Hield is like 27. Zach LaVine's like 24. All of these guys are like young, bro. The shooting guard position is in very, very good hands. And then we have people like RJ coming up the ranks in a few years. I would guess he's going to be up here. Gary Harris has the potential to be up here if he just gets his offense underway. Like, there's the shooting guard position. Great. The NBA's in a great position. Karis LeVert, I wish there was like a C++ tier because that's what Karis LeVert will be. I put him at the C+ tier. I put him at the C+ tier. And if it was a C++, I would put him there. Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier just had one of the best weeks of his career. He was averaging like 26 points per game this week. And then if you watch my podcast, you know that he was my player of the week because he averaged 26 and the Orlando Magic went 4-0 for this week. A lot of that's due to him, and then Aaron Gordon had that one big game. But all of that, I think throughout this entire year, he's probably C+. It just so happened that right now he's boiling hot. He's boiling hot. When I do this halfway through the season, who knows? If he continues this hot streak, he could be up there with some of the other guys. Then we have Bradley Beal. Oh, no. I'm putting Bradley Beal at the A tier, man. He is a game changer. That Washington Wizards team roster, not good. You add Bradley Beal, who's a good playmaker and just one of the best bucket getters we have in the league. They win more games than you probably expect, and that's what's happening. Shout out to Hachimura, too. We'll talk about him in a future video. I love that guy as a rookie. I just had to get that off my brain because we were talking about his team. Then we have Kevin Huerter. What is his name? Red Velvet? Red Mamba? Again, like I said, I'm sick, so Just pausing for sneezes. That's how we do it. I'm gonna put him at the C tier. He missed a lot of the season with injury. He just came back, and they actually got a win today. So shout out to them for that. But I put him at the C tier with potential to grow. And now I'm actually talking about Darius Garland, because they have him at the shooting guard. Who's really the shooting guard? It doesn't matter. They're both just small, undersized guards. One of them could be the guard. One of them could be the guard. They're both just guards. They take turns bringing the ball up the court anyway. Based off his rookie season, he hasn't been very good. I'll put him at the C tier. Shooting the ball wise, he hasn't been very good. And again, he's so undersized that the defense is atrocious. And now that I keep thinking about it, maybe I need to put him on a lower tier. I don't know. But right now, we'll keep him at the C tier. Same thing with Wesley Matthews. He used to be a flamethrower, used to be a great defender, but I think he's like 33 years old at this point. And both of those things are a little bit lower than when he was like in Portland. You remember the Portland days? Dang, he was so good with him, Nick Batum, LaMarcus, Damian Lillard. Wow, that team was pretty solid. That team was pretty solid. But this is my rankings right now. Let me do some revisions. I'll be right back. So I moved Devin Booker up. I forgot the man is in the 50, 40, 90 club this year. Ridiculous. And I also moved up Jaylen Brown. His offense has been good and his defense is elite. How much more can you ask from a player? Elite defense and the offense is good. So we moved him up as well. But I think that's my list right now. Based on the first quarter of the season, this is my list. Let me know what you agree or disagree on. Again, these are all my opinions. Some of these guys I watched way more than some of the others, so maybe I underestimated one of your favorite guys. Just let me know in the comment section below. You don't really have to dislike the video because you disagree. I know you will anyway, though. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Even if I'm even more sick, consistency will continue. All right? Peace.